All right, so now we got the. Where'd it go? Oh no, what did I do? I don't know what just happened. Okay, we have the echinoderms. Let me figure out what's going on here. There we go. There they are. I must have clicked on the picture. All right, echinoderms. Sorry, guys. These are more complex than the sponges and the worms and the mollusks. Surprisingly enough, um, they resemble plants. They look like they don't move because they move very slowly, but they are animals once again, and they do actually move. So here we go. All right, echinoderms. They have arms that extend out from the center of their body. So you can see here, there's the body, and here are your arms. Same thing for the sand dollar here, okay? It doesn't look like it, but once you turn it over, if you got one that's alive, you can see these arms have kind of fused together at the end. So it does have arms, even though it doesn't really look like it. All right, echinoderms. Here is a common sea star. All right, they have spines and sharp bony spines, finger-like gills on the top of the body, eye spots. They actually have like a spot on their eye on their each of their arms. That's kind of like their eye. That's how they see and get around. Um, they have a larva stage. Okay, so not unlike the sponges, how they have a larva, these guys also have a larva stage that they transform into and get more complex and get into the adult form. On the bottom side is where the interesting stuff happens, though. Okay, over here is where they have the suction tube-like feet. So you see on this picture here, these are these tube-like feet. They also have the mouth at the center. Okay, so they use those tube-like feet to get around. They use those tube-like feet to get oxygen out of the water, as you can see on the bottom here. And they also get their food to their mouth that way. So they use those tube-like feet for a lot of things. All right, right here you see the starfish eating things. Look, it's eating a big old crab. But look at that. You can kind of see all that stuff going on. I'll show you a better picture in just a second. Look how they take it into their mouth. They use those tube feet to drag it in. It's very hard to get away from those tube-like feet if they don't want to get away. All right, notice. See this white thing on the bottom? That's their stomach. Starfish literally jut their stomach out of their mouth, digest the food outside of their body, and then draw that stomach back in. Okay, so what's happening in these two pictures is it's got its stomach wrapping around these organisms to eat it. Pretty cool and gross, right? Adaptations. Adaptation is something that allows an animal to survive in its environment. Suction tube like feet. They use it for everything. They use it for movement. They use it for getting food. They use it for getting oxygen. Okay. Some other adaptations for defense. They have spiny skin. They can break an arm off and get away. So they'll actually give up a piece of their body for the predators to eat rather than being eaten completely. And they regenerate that. They'll regrow it. Sea cucumbers spit out their guts. So I'll show you in just a second. They'll actually spit their insides out. And then they regenerate those insides so that the predator will eat that instead of the organism itself. And then the sea urchins have sharp, sometimes poisonous spines. No video. Arms extend out from the middle of the body, mouth located at the center. Some have long, sharp spines. They all live in the ocean, every single one of them. Okay, so we have sea stars, brittle stars, sea cucumbers. Those are different examples. All right, so you got our sand dollar here. Most people know what that is. Your sea urchins, very sharp. Your sea star, or a starfish, as most people call it. Brittle stars, longer legged, and then the sea cucumbers. Those sea cucumbers, again, are what spit out his guts. And I'm going to try to find some videos so y'all can see these things and watch what's going on with the stomachs jutting out and the sea cucumbers spitting its guts out and whatnot. I just think those are really cool things for y'all to see. All right, tube-like feet, once again, bring in oxygen. Some are filter feeders, but most are predators, like the starfish. Surround the shell with their 2 feet, pull it towards its mouth, turn its stomach inside out, and then digest it outside of its body, then pulls it back in. Again, those 2 feet suction cups to move around, and they'll actually use those feet to pry open clamshells. Really, really tough stuff. All right, again, brittle stars break off an arm if they feel threatened, but it will regenerate that arm. Sea urchins and sand dollars are covered with sharp spines. Sea cucumbers give up their internal organs, but they can regenerate that very quickly. Pretty gross, pretty awesome. No journal entry, so don't worry about this page. We'll go back one more. All right. Really quick, I know it was, but y'all can go back and watch this video as many times as you need. Get this information off of it, and we'll use this information probably later to work on a project, work on some kind of slides or whatever it might be. But again, these are somehow more complicated than the sponges, worms, and mollusks. Very, very ancient species, though. They've been around for a very long time. All right, guys, I'm going to move on to their next video. You'll move on here in just a second, and we'll go from there.